Good afternoon, folks. Today we look at the techniques of microscalping with megalots. For about 5 years, when I scalp, I would use one lot to two lots per trade, and I would take profit in 2 pips to 3 pips. The reason I do this is to ensure that I'm in and out of the market quickly before any reversals occur. There are special rules that I follow before a microscalp because if you're not protected, you can lose a considerable sum of money. Let me share my screen and discuss the method. This is my trading terminal, and you can see that from my history, this is a live account. The amounts that have been taken in per trade are quite considerable. We have about $32 in the average for the Euro USD. Reason the amount is big, despite the pip wins very small, is because I'm trading one lot. If you were to trade 2 or 3 lots, you would be getting even more profit in that short distance. The method for trading is very straightforward. Let's look at the Euro USD, for instance. The signals that you want to check are your ADX, which is your average directional index. The ADX would tell you how strong the trend is. Now, I have very customized indicators that you see on the screen. I've worked with developers and partners to come up with this system whereby 3 to 8 simultaneous ADX indicators are displayed on screen across different time frames. So I have an ADX at the M1 chart, M5, M15, M30, H4. Now, you don't need all of them, but I prefer the extra confirmation. Generally speaking, your ADX is trending strongly for the long position if your ADX is over 25. If it's below 25, the trend is weak. Now, if you're doing a short position or you're selling off, you want to ensure that your ADX is negative 25 and below. So negative 25 to negative 50 is pretty good. So what I do when I microscalp is, first of all, I would go to the daily chart. I would draw lines of support and resistance across several points where the price line touched and rebounded. So I would ensure that when I'm trading on the lower time frames, I'm not trading close to these lines of support and resistance. If I did, I could hit the reversal, and that would mean a big loss of money. So once I've drawn lines of support and resistance at the D1 chart and at the H4 chart, here's the H4 chart, you would see that there are several price touches. I drew lines there. What I would do is I would finally go to the M15 or M5 chart, but I prefer the M15 chart. And I would first consult the alligator indicator. As long as the price line for a short position is below the green line, that's the first signal I would consult. It's my affirmation that I should be trading and going short. The next signal that I would look for is my ADX. Is my ADX, because I'm going short, all below negative 25? Well, generally, they are here. I would see that at M15 and M5, they are below negative 25. This one is negative 29. This one is negative 42. So these are the signals to go short and to sell. The M1 chart is not really that important because it's quite noisy. It keeps on bouncing up and down, so that's not good. For M30 to H4, it's good as long as the pressure is downwards over negative 5. So in this case, the signals are all telling me, okay, I should go short. And right now, actually, I am going short. I have an open position that is right here. And the other item that I want to point out is I have a custom indicator installed here as well. This is the nitro fuel. Nitro fuel is the volatility meter. So I've set the nitro to indicate how many pips have been moved by the price line for each M1 bar. So if the pips are over 3, that means it's a good volatile market. If you see just 1 to 2 pips, that's not so good because you might be stuck in a position for a long time. So the vector is the direction, the bull. Let me show you the back end of that and explain. This is the custom indicator that I've had created. So for each of the time frames, I have, I've cloaked the terminology so that in case the indicator were stolen by miscreants and hackers and sold by, third parties without my authorization, they wouldn't really know what to do with this. So I have M1, M5, M15, M30, H4. So these are for the ADX. The last section for my custom indicator is Thor's Mjolnir. It's the hammer of Thor. This tells me the volatility of the market and the direction. So the time frame M1 tells me that I want to measure how many pips there are in the M1 chart developing in real time, as well as the power. So I set it as 4 ticks. In an active market, 4 ticks where each succeeding move is higher or lower than the other means that you're trending in that direction. So if you have 4 ticks, each one succeedingly higher than the previous one, that is a bull power. If each of the 4 ticks are succeedingly lower than the previous one, that's a bear. Now, if the ticks are not decided, you have some going up, some going down, that's flat. So that means you're in a ranging market. So this explains the logic behind the indicator that I've had created. So right now, when do I enter the trade? The rules of entering the trade are: first, my price line must be below the green bar. Second, the price line must coincide with the M15, M5 indicators, and M30 at the very least. They must all be negative and ideally over 25, but you can be more relaxed with M30 and H4. As long as they're negative, that's good. For M5 and M15, it's a must that they be over negative 25 to be trending. So right now I see that the on the M15 chart, it's still quite bullish. So this is a retrace. I'm waiting for the retrace to end and to go down. Let's check out the lower time frame. Okay, yeah, it's about to go down. So what I am gonna do is wait until this goes a little bit lower, then I will open a sell stop. It's important that you don't open your position at the green line when you're in the M5 or M15, because if you open it, okay, there it is, there it is. It's going down below the green line. If you open your position when the price line is between the green and the blue bar, you might be trapped, and there's a chance that your position might reverse, which would be really bad for you if you're doing megalot trading. So I'm just waiting, and I see right now that the pips well, we are having 2 pips per minute, not that bad, but the vector is still flat, meaning that it's still quite a rangy market. Now let's wait a little bit more. I've set my take profit to 2 pips. So let me right click right now and open a sell stop at 1.075. So the sell stop had been opened. When this price line goes down further and hits that, the position at 100K lot, 100K volume will open, and this should TP rather quickly. let me go back to the main dashboard and show you how this had been performing for the previous. Uh, so we have these different positions. You'll realize that my propensity to trade manually really is to do so with megalots and very short pips. I have also several automated positions that are opened. These positions are being controlled by my bot, Pandora. It was developed together with Bert and Xavier. This allows real-time trading and it doesn't require user intervention. So all the rules that I've talked about are already built into the bot. Okay, so we have one position that is already in profit. These other positions, okay, this is the Euro USD pending order that I have originally opened earlier for you. And now you can see it's moving into take profit. That will close very shortly. These other positions that you see here in negative, these are retraces that have occurred recently due to the COVID and the crash of oil. So oil had dropped to an amazingly low price of negative 13 US dollars, but eventually these retraces will go back to the proper position and close out properly. So that's it. You can see now if we were to go back to the chart and we look at the M1 bar, M1 chart, eventually everything is pointing downwards. That price line would hit the take profit that you see here at the bottom, and it will close out with 3 pips worth of profit. So before I close the meeting, the average wait time I'd like to tell you now is about 5 to 10 minutes maximum for your position to close, provided that all the rules were followed. If you take a more risky stance, there's a chance that you will hit a reversal. If you set your pips, take profit to over 10 pips, there's a very strong chance that your position will be open overnight and you might even lose your position. So these are the rules of microscalping. Use the ADX. It's the best tool. There are free and public domain ADX indicators out there. You don't have to use the same ones that I've built, but I like overkill. Like you see here, my AI uses 8 different ADXs to confirm in real time. For your purposes, you just need the one ADX indicator installed in your computer, and you just check 2 time frames, M5, M15, or M15, M30. If it's strong, over 25 or below negative 25, that's the signal to open your trade. And ensure that when you're using the alligator indicator, you're opening your position when it is not touching the green line. So that's it. Thank you for listening to my discussion on microscalping. Over and out. Oh, and yes, before I close, you can see it's already moving into profit. So thank you for watching.